I'm on. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to Lake Harriet Spiritual Community, a center for conscious living. Thank you for coming through the construction today, and thank you to those who have invited us into your home via video. So, this is a movement, meditation, and talk service. This is what I do every other month, and sometimes we do more movement, sometimes more talking. This time we'll be doing a little more meditation as well. The theme is rebirth. So when we're born, that's a passage into this life. Rebirth, then, is a renewed existence. A renewed existence. So spiritually, we enter into a different form of consciousness, a different awareness. We look at life with new eyes when we have this rebirth. And it can happen many times in our lifetime. And usually it requires some sort of crisis in order to get to that next level of rebirth. And has anyone ever remembered when you were a child having these deja vu experiences? Yeah, I know I have. And so there have been some studies about this. And the University of Virginia studied over 2,500 young kids, and probably many more by now. And they validated a lot of these rebirth experiences or reincarnation experiences of these children. And many of them had similar patterns. So they spontaneously recalled a previous life. They weren't prompted. And they died young. And 70% of them died of a traumatic death. And then about 35% of them had some sort of avoidant behavior then in their current life. Like if they drowned, they were fearful of water, et cetera, et cetera. So they studied, again, many of these children, but one of these children was named Cameron. And he lived in Glasgow, England. And at 2.5 years old, he said, I want to visit my other family in the Barra Outer Hebrides Islands, which was 300 miles away and across water. So how does this 2.5-year-old child know about these islands, and how does he know that there's another family with all this specificity? He was able to name a lot of specifics, like the surname Robertson. So when he was 5 then, one of the researchers accompanied the child and the parents to this home, and they validated a lot of the things that the child described about how the home looked, etc. And there was a woman there. And they asked if he missed this woman, and he very shyly, nestled into his current mother and, validated, yes, that he missed this mother very much. And then there was a sense of calmness for this child, because now he was validated. He was heard. And he had this sense of calmness. So in these children, they found that their previous life fades away, just as for us, our childhood fades away very, very soon. And we kind of forget our early childhood. We forget what it was like when we were 1, 2, or 3 years old. And they found that there was a difference between the kids that had these experiences in the United States versus war-torn countries like Lebanon, etc. So in this country, we had a way to work through sort of that PTSD type of thing. And we also helped the children feel validated and heard. And we found that they did better in school. They scored higher in cognitive functioning. They grew positive as they grew older. They were better adjusted. They were precocious. And they were able to heal that unfinished business and adapt. They were able to adapt to this present life. They were able to be present, more present in this life. So that's the secret for us as adults, right? Is to be present every morning, to see the world through the eyes of a child. Every day, what am I smelling that's new? What am I seeing that's new? What am I touching that's new? Can I make a point of learning something new, experiencing something new every day, going out of my way to do that, so that in some ways every day is a rebirth? So in Buddhism, they say that rebirth arises from ignorance, selfishness, clinging, that all of those emotions block us and they prevent us from that rebirth and from that enlightenment. So this is May. We celebrate Mother's Day. So we were born from our mother's wombs, and all of our mothers gave us some gifts. The gift that my mother gave me, and it might not seem like a gift, was at age 8 she was diagnosed as a schizophrenic. So what that gave me was the ability to be the mother to my mother, right? Those of you who have had parents that needed help in some way, you grow up very quickly, and you're very responsible. And that's helped me in a lot of ways. It really has. So my first profession was as a registered nurse, and I was able to see, even at a young age, prior to my nursing, the difference between something that was emotional versus something that was factual, right? Because when you have a schizophrenic mother who's having hallucinations, you have to be able to tell the difference between that hallucination and what's really real. So it was perfectly logical that I'd be a triage nurse, right? So why not? Okay, somebody comes in crying, screaming, but their vital signs are stable, low level of priority. Somebody else comes in, they're too quiet, shallow breathing, high level of priority. They come in bleeding, totally unstable with their vital signs. Get them to the emergency room and book an operating room, okay? So boom, 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 boom. And that helped me throughout life. I got promoted because I could handle, all of the little personality issues when you're a supervisor, and then promoted again. So all of those things really helped me in life. It wasn't a crutch. So those challenges that come to us in life, sometimes we have this tendency to sort of whine. Oh, my childhood, I had trauma, I had this, I had that. What trauma can you turn into a real opportunity and learn? So I had a traumatic kind of experience this last 2 months. I decided to make a major change in my life. And big change. And a few days before the change, I was unconsolable. I was crying and hysterical and thought I'd made the biggest change in my life. And I was sobbing, I have nothing. And I wasn't sleeping. And then we made the change, and I still wasn't sleeping because there was so much to do. I couldn't stand the disorganization of things, and I was totally sleep deprived. And one night at 2 o'clock in the morning, I looked in a cupboard, and a bin of food that I'd put there was gone. And I was totally convinced that there was someone that broke into our basement that was really hungry and homeless that stole our food. And so I go to Evan, wake him up at 2 o'clock in the morning, totally hysterical. And any other husband probably would say, "You're sleep deprived, go to bed." But he didn't, thank goodness. Thank you, my hero. He got a flashlight and a weapon, and he was ready. And I was ready too. Guess what my weapon was? A sandwich. So again, I was out there. I was having the hallucinations that my mother was having. So I thought, okay, if this guy's really homeless and hungry, what more does he need but a sandwich? So finally, Evan and I searched the whole house. There was nobody there. I could finally calm down and go to sleep. And the next morning, the birds were chirping, the ducks were quacking, and it was kind of like I woke up in heaven. It was sort of like a rebirth. And this change that I'd made, turned from being the worst mistake in my life that I could ever make to really one of the better decisions that I could make. But, things don't just happen that easily, right? When we have these dark nights of the soul, you start having clarity in other things. So I started looking at other things in my life that I'd had blinders on. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to work through it, but there's clarity in other things that I know that I have not been looking at real well. So more to come on that, more to come. So the Greek word crisis means turning point. What have I learned to change things intelligently? Okay, again, intelligently, being able to tell the difference between emotion and facts. There's a place for emotion. Usually emotion is that impetus to make a change, right? Or that impetus that can help you through rebirth. But doing it intelligently, how we do it, is what really turns it into true progress. If we get stuck just in our head or just in our heart, sometimes we make decisions or don't follow through in a way that's not necessarily in something that serves us best. In Buddhism, they use the word reincarnation and rebirth interchangeably. But it's important to be clear that John Doe does not come back as John Smith, okay? We change. Our personalities change. We may not even be recognizable to ourselves or to others. And pieces of that personality, whether it's a whole rebirth from a whole different life or a rebirth from this life, pieces of that personality come with us as we progress. There are other studies similar to the 2,500 or more kids that were studied during those rebirth experiences about people that have had history in their family of trauma. So they studied people maybe who obsessed were like of the Holocaust, okay? So in today's age, you might have a 20-year-old that's obsessed with the Holocaust. And what they found that our RNA can carry 3 generations of trauma. And so then we can almost see how those children who had these rebirth experiences in war-torn Lebanon, for example, or other countries, might have had a harder time adjusting because some pieces carry with them generation after generation after generation. So in Buddhism, the fundamental doctrine is that our consciousness evolves. And it's a continuation of rebirth, rebecoming, death. Rebirth, rebecoming, death. Whether it's in this life or many lives. And so the universe, in so many ways, evolves through us. And once something grows, it's said that it seeks the highest form of self, to transition to the highest form of self, and to evolve into something new. And so if we accept the fact that consciousness doesn't end with death, and that we're a conduit between the past and future lives, and we treat one another with kindness and respect, and how we treat one another is even more pressing, knowing that it can affect generation after generation of health and light and evolution. So it's important that we be the highest form of individual that we can be, that we rebirth ourselves as best as we can for the entire universe. So I invite you to stand up, and we're going to do some 5 minutes of movement, and then after that, a very long meditation. So I invite you to stand firm, feet slightly apart, and take a deep breath. And for the first minute, we're going to kind of do something crazy, but just hang in there with me. And then we'll kind of do some gentle Qigong movements. But take a deep breath. And we are going to be reborn. And remember, being in that womb of mom, warm, safe, dark, and we are going to birth ourselves. And remember what that's like. So we're going to shake, because remember, we're going through that birth canal, or even worse, we are being pulled out by forceps, okay, through C-section. And boy, this just does not feel right. And if you want to scream because you are mad as heck, go ahead and scream, or wah, or cry, or whatever, because you don't like this. You are being pulled and pulled and pulled out of this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place, and you are mad. Okay, and you are being born, and then what do? They cut that umbilical cord, and then they take a needle and they prick your heel, and they take blood from you, and then they do those stupid tests to make sure that you are okay, and then finally they wrap you in a blanket. And I encourage you to wrap your arms around you, and they take you and put you in the arms of mom. Who looks at you, the wrinkly, modeled you, with all of your imperfections. A beautiful, imperfect, perfect being. And you're looked at with unconditional love. Unconditional love that we need to remember our whole lives as we go through life. And not just of this mother, the unconditional love of the universe. Now I encourage you to open your arms and open your heart to the world, and accept all the love that it has to give. And take those arms and put them up to the sky. Look at the sky, or this beautiful dome. And take in all the beauty of the world your entire life. As if it's new every single day. And with your palms out, slowly bring your hands down, and we're going to do a Qigong paintbrush movement. And when your hands are down, point your palms to you, and bring your arms slowly up. And we're going to do this several times. In Qigong, you're smoothing out energy, the male and female energies, the yin and the yang. integrating your heart, your mind, your soul, cleansing your bone marrow, helping your circulation. Okay, and with the hands down, put one foot in front of the other, and you're going to do some Tai Chi type movements. And you're going to move all the energy around you, regulating it. And the other foot in front, same movement. Okay, and we're going to come back to center. Slowly bring the arms up. Pointing the hands up to the universe, giving beautiful energy to the universe, receiving healing, light, and energy from the universe. Taking those palms, pointing them towards your head, and spreading energy and light throughout your entire being and stopping at your heart. Now I'm going to encourage you to have a seat, and we're going to undergo a long meditation. And go ahead and play the tape, and I'm going to talk before he starts talking. This is Brian Weiss. He's a PhD psychiatrist, and he does psychologist, and he does regression therapy. And this is about past lives and regression. So relax. It's a long one. And afterwards, there'll be a YouTube music on, and open your eyes when you hear it, because seeing the words will be important. And I'll continue to talk until I hear Brian talking. So the way that I meditate is with my palms up. And oftentimes then I put my tongue up to the roof of my mouth and breathe that way. For some it's helpful, some it isn't. But for me it's sort of, I don't know, connects things better. Feet flat on the ground and making sure you're comfortable, because this is a half-hour journey. A half-hour journey.
Begin by finding a beautiful place to relax, whether sitting or lying, and loosen any clothing that is too tight-fitting. With your eyes gently closed, begin by focusing on your breathing. Let your breathing be beautiful, relaxed, yoga breathing. Imagine that you can actually breathe out all the tensions and stresses that you store in your body, and that you can breathe in the beautiful energy that is all around you. And as you breathe out stress, tension, anxiety, as you breathe in the beautiful energy, you will feel more and more relaxed and peaceful, calm and serene. And this is very healthy for you, for your body and for your mind, to relax completely, to go within, to let go of stress and tension. Your body will heal as you relax deeply. As you focus on your breathing, allow yourself to relax all of your muscles and bring your attention to these muscles, feeling them completely relaxed. The muscles of your face and jaw relaxing completely. The muscles of your neck and your shoulders so relaxed. Let go of all tightness. Let go of all tension in all of these muscles. Relaxing your arms. Relaxing completely now the muscles of your back, both the upper back and the lower back. And now relaxing completely the muscles of your stomach and abdomen, so that your breathing stays so calm and so peaceful as you go deeper and deeper into that beautiful state of peace. And now relaxing completely the muscles of your legs, so that your whole body is completely tranquil. Imagine a beautiful light above your head. You can choose the color or colors of this light, which is a relaxing light, a spiritual light connected to the light above and around you, a deepening light, which will bring you to a deeper and deeper level of peace and calm. And let the light come into your body now through the top of your head, illuminating the brain and the spinal cord, and flowing down from above to below like a beautiful wave of light, touching every cell of your body, every fiber, every organ, with peace and love and healing. And the light touches and fills your heart, healing your heart, getting rid of heartache, and releasing the beautiful energy of your heart to flow throughout your body, bringing incredible peace and calm. And the light fills all of the abdominal organs and all of the muscles and nerves, touching every cell of your body. Let the light be very strong, very powerful, wherever you need it for healing. And the rest of the light now flowing down both legs until it reaches all the way to your feet, so that your body is bathed in this beautiful healing light. You feel so peaceful, so calm. Let yourself go even deeper. And next, imagine or visualize that the light also completely surrounds the outside of your body as well, as if you were wrapped in a beautiful bubble or cocoon of light, healing your skin, protecting you completely, and deepening your level even more. In a few moments, I will count backwards from 10 to 1. With each number back, let yourself go even deeper, so deep that your mind is no longer limited by the usual barriers of space or of time, so deep that you can remember everything, every experience you have ever had, whether in this body or any other body you have had, or even in between bodies when you have been in the spiritual state. You can remember everything. You are far, far greater than your body or your brain. You are a beautiful, immortal, eternal being, filled with light and love. You are always loved, and you are never alone. 10, 9, 8, going deeper and deeper with each number back. 7, 6, 5, deeper and deeper and deeper. 4, 3, a beautiful level of peace. 2, nearly there. 1, good. In this beautiful state of peace and calm, imagine that you are walking down a wonderful staircase. Down, down, deeper and deeper. Down, down. Each step down, deepening your level even more. And as you reach the bottom of the steps, in front of you is a beautiful garden, a garden of safety, love, light, filled with beautiful plants and flowers, a sanctuary, a haven. Go into this garden and find a place to rest. And here your body, still filled with the light and surrounded by the light, continues to heal, to recuperate, to renew. And the deepest, deepest levels of your mind can open up. You can remember everything. In this beautiful state of peace and calm, the memory is enhanced. Let us go back in time, at first a little bit, and then more and more. In a few moments, I will count backwards from 5 to 1. Go back into your childhood. You may be very young. And remember a pleasant or a happy memory from your childhood. Keep it pleasant or happy. Remember using all of your senses, sights and sounds and smells and tastes, and also with feelings, a happy or a pleasant childhood memory. You can remember everything. 5, 4, coming more and more into focus, a pleasant or happy childhood memory. 3, 2, 1. Be there with this memory. This may be something you have not thought about or remembered for a long, long time. You may be very young. And if you find other people in this memory, they may appear much younger also. Pay attention to any details. Details of clothes or dress, faces, culture, buildings. What you experience may be visual, or maybe one of your other senses, or a mixture of all of these. It does not matter. One sense is not better than the others. Whatever comes into your mind, whatever pops into your awareness is fine. It's okay. Do not judge, critique, think, or criticize. Just allow yourself to experience without judging, without thinking. Let your left brain or your logical mind rest. Move aside so that you can experience feelings, thoughts, visions, whatever else comes to you without critiquing. For a few moments, I'll be quiet as you continue to remember this pleasant or happy memory from your childhood. And you can remember far, far more than a childhood memory. So if you wish, let us go even farther back. if you ever feel uncomfortable or anxious with any memory, just float above it, detach from it, and watch it from a distance, as if you were watching a movie. If you are still uncomfortable, float back to the garden and rest there as your body heals and relaxes and recuperates. If you are very uncomfortable, just open your eyes and you'll be wide awake and alert. But if you are not uncomfortable, stay with it. Remember everything vividly, with details, with feeling. And now we are ready to go even farther back before you were born, in utero, in your mother's womb. You can remember everything. Once again, as I count backwards from 5 to 1, allow yourself to go there and to remember from the in utero state, in the womb, before you were born. 5, going all the way back to the in utero time. 4, you can remember everything. 3, 2, 1, be there and experience this time. Whatever comes to you is fine. Don't worry if it's fantasy or imagination, whether it's metaphor or symbol or myth or actual memory or some combination of all of these. It does not matter. Whatever you experience is fine. You may become aware not only of your own feelings and thoughts and sensations, whether physical, psychological, emotional, or spiritual, but also of your mother's, because you are so closely bonded at this time, or even of your father's, or of events outside of the body, because your consciousness is not limited to the body or the brain. Become aware of any physical feelings or sensations, emotional, spiritual. Why are you choosing these parents, this life? Do you know what lessons you are coming here to learn, to work on? Whatever comes to you, whatever pops into your mind is okay. Remembering, if you are ever uncomfortable, just float above and watch from a distance, as if watching a movie, or even go back to the garden. But if not uncomfortable, stay with it. Remember everything, paying attention to details. Many people have become aware of events that have happened before they were born, and yet they were still aware of it. And now, without any pain or discomfort at all, no pain, no discomfort, on the count of 3, go through your birth and see how you were received back here in the physical world. No pain and no discomfort. 1, 2, 3. You are born. What do you become aware of? And you can remember even more than the in utero time. You can go even farther back. And so now, feeling so free and light, float above that scene, leaving that time as the scene diminishes and fades away. And you are floating, feeling so free. And now we're going back into past lifetimes, or even into spiritual dimensions, if that is what you need. And imagine now that there is a beautiful door in front of you. And this is a doorway into past lives or other dimensions. In a few moments, I will again count backwards from 5 to 1. The door will open. You'll find a beautiful light on the other side of the door. Go through the door and into the light. And then move through the light and join the scene or the person, the figure, the experience on the other side of the light. And join it completely. Let it come into complete focus as I reach the number 1. 5. The door opens, and it pulls you. It attracts you. There is something for you to learn on the other side of this door. You see the light. 4. You go through the door and into the light. A scene is forming, coming into focus. A person, a figure on the other side of the light. 3. Moving through the light. The scene coming into complete focus. 2. Nearly there. 1. Be there. And if you find yourself in a body, look down at your feet and see what kind of footwear you have on, if any. And look at your clothes and your skin. Pay attention to any details. Your hands, the size, shape, color. Are they the same or different? Whatever comes into your mind is fine. Once again, if you ever feel discomfort or anxiety, just float above, detach from it, and watch the scene from a distance, or even go back to the garden. But if not, stay with it. Experience vividly, paying attention to details. Details not only of dress, but of time, of culture, of society, of buildings, of architecture, of geography. If you find other people, look into their faces. Look into their eyes. See if they seem familiar to you. Do you recognize them? Whatever you become aware of is fine. What you experience may not be visual. You may just feel it or sense it or know it, and that is all right also. In a few moments, I will count from 1 to 3. On the count of 3, move to the next significant event in that lifetime or that experience, and find out what is happening to you. 1, 2, 3. You are there. The next significant event. What is happening? What becomes of you? Are there other people around? Paying attention to details. I will be quiet for a few moments as you continue to experience. And you can continue to move ahead through time to find other significant events. What happens to you? What becomes of you? What do you become aware of? Do you meet other people? Paying attention to any details, go ahead in time and find out what happens. And now, on the count of 3, move to the very last day of that life, or the very end of that experience, and find out what happens to you, but with no pain and no discomfort. The very last day, the very end of that experience. 1, 2, 3. You are there, no pain, no discomfort, Are there other people around you? What is happening to you? Do you recognize these people? Do they somehow seem familiar? And now just float above that scene, feeling so free and so light once again. Perhaps you can look down and see the scene or the person that you have just left. And now review in your mind, what did you learn from that experience? What were the lessons? What did you learn? What were the lessons of that time, of that experience? And how do these lessons connect to you now, in the present time, in your present body? What do they teach you? What are the connections? Imagine now that a beautiful being, like an angel or a guide, comes to visit you now. Someone filled with complete, unconditional love for you. No judgment, no criticism, just love. You can communicate, whether through thoughts or words or visions or images or mind-to-mind contact or in any other way. See if there are any messages for you. Any things you need to know that will help you in your current life to feel more peace, more joy, more happiness, more love. What do you need to know to feel this joy? To understand, to let go of fear, anxiety, worry, to let go of sadness, despair, guilt, to let go of anger and frustration, and instead to feel the beautiful peace and harmony, the love, the balance that is always there beneath the surface. That is your true nature. And imagine now that this beautiful being has a gift for you. It is a strand of large and beautiful pearls. Huge, beautiful pearls. Each pearl is one of your lifetimes. How grand you are, how magnificent. All of these lifetimes. And you can look into the pearls and actually see or feel or sense scenes. They may even move of you in your lifetimes. How many lifetimes, how many lessons you have learned, how much you have grown and evolved as a beautiful spiritual being. Because that is what you are. Not a body that has some spiritual experiences, but a spiritual being who has some physical experiences. That is your real nature. And as you look into these pearls, perhaps you can see scenes of your other lives. And now this beautiful being with you moves their arm, and a screen, like a large movie screen, appears. And as you begin to look at this screen, images and scenes may begin to appear on the screen. Scenes of you from other lives and other experiences, from other places, perhaps even of loved ones who have left for the other side, but who are still connected to you, because love never stops. Love never ends. Perhaps you will get messages from them. Perhaps you will see scenes of yourself. Perhaps you will see you and them in other lifetimes, or earlier in this lifetime. But whatever you need to bring more peace and understanding, more joy into your life, these images or scenes or even feelings, they may not be visual, will appear on the screen. Allow yourself to experience the panorama of images or feelings of scenes or events that appear on the screen. And as I am quiet for a few moments, continue to experience what comes to you on the screen. And soon it is time to return. And the screen begins to diminish now, the images fading until they disappear. And you and your beautiful friend are ready to return. Before that, you go on a beautiful journey. And you see that as you float to the edge of the atmosphere of this beautiful planet Earth, that you are connected to everyone, to everything, to every animal, to every flower and tree and bird and butterfly that exists on this entire planet. Indeed, that exists in all of the universes. We are all connected. We are not separate. And so, before you come back, visualize or imagine in your mind your loved ones, whether family, friends, or others, your loved ones. Visualize them and send them your light and your love, because we are all connected. And feel their light and love coming back to you in gratitude. And send your light and love to everyone else on this planet as well, because we are all interconnected, we are all one. Let this light surround this beautiful planet, touching everyone's heart, and feel their love and light coming back to you in gratitude. We are never separated. We are always connected. We are never alone. We are always loved. And now you rejoin your body in the garden. Your body has been resting, filled with the beautiful light, recuperating, restoring, rejuvenating. In a few moments, I will awaken you by counting out from 1 to 10. And with each number, you'll be more and more awake and alert. When I reach 10, open your eyes. You'll be awake and alert in complete control of body and mind, feeling wonderful, feeling great, remembering everything, and feeling better than you have felt in a long, long time. 1, 2, 3, gently awakening now. 4, 5, 6, more and more awake and alert, feeling great, feeling wonderful. 7, 8, nearly awake now. 9, 10. Good. Let your eyes open, stretch if you feel like it. Coming all the way back, awake and alert, in full control of body and mind, feeling wonderful.
100 billion snowflakes swirling in the cosmic storm, and each one is a galaxy, a billion stars or more, and each star is a million Earths, a giant fiery sun, high up in some sky, maybe shining on someone. And deep inside a snowflake I am floating quietly. I am infinitesimal, impossible to see, sitting in my tiny kitchen, in my tiny home, staring out my window at a universe of snow. But my soul is so much bigger than the very tiny me. It reaches out into the snowstorm like a net into the sea, out to all the lovely places where my body cannot go. I touch that beauty and embrace it in the bosom of my soul. And so brief and fleeting is this tiny life of mine, like a single quarter note in the march of time. But my soul is like the music, it goes back to ancient days, back before it wore a human face, long before it bore my name. Because my soul is so much older than the evanescent me, it can describe the dawn of time like a childhood memory. It is a spark that was begotten of the darkness long ago. What my body has forgotten, I remember in my soul. This life together, my giant soul and tiny me, one resembling forever, one like smoke upon the breeze, one the deep abiding ocean, one a sudden flashing wave, and counting galaxies like snowflakes, I would swear we were the same. Oh, my soul belongs to beauty, takes me up to lofty heights, teaches sacred stories to me, sanctifies my tiny life, lays a bridge across the ages, melts the boundaries of my bones, paints a bold eternal face on this passing moment. Oh, my soul.
Stand for a closing circle. Deep breath. Yep, close the circle. Here we are. Oh, Mother, Father, God, Spirit, angels, ancestors, all who love us, thank you for this beautiful life on this beautiful earth and all of the experiences that we have that stay with us eternally and help us grow. And may we, as we walk out of here today, treat others with all the respect and love and beauty that we can, so that we all evolve together in light and love. Oh. Thank you.